Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. I had given you a video on this Murray Ultra. Towards the end of the video, I see a neighborhood scrapper. I think he lives five streets away. I've seen him roaming the neighborhood. I've actually seen where he lives, and I think he does landscaping on the side, because he always has a zero turn and equipment on his trailer. I think he does scrapping as a sideline. I've given him my business card several months ago. I've seen him in the neighborhood at stop signs. I've asked him what he's gotten for me. He said nothing. So I thought maybe he had another buyer for the lawn mowers, because he really didn't do anything for me as far as bringing me dead units. So he showed up, like I said, at the end of this video, and he said he had one on the trailer. He had no other equipment on there except for some metal junk. I think he was out and about. So he said this thing ran. He says, oh, it runs. And so he jumped up into the trailer. I asked him about a bag, no bag. And he said he picked it up, 2016 Husqvarna, by the way. Let's get all that out of the way. 2016, it's an all-wheel drive, 625EX. It's the LC221 Alpha Briggs & Stratton engine. '16 there means 2016, and they also put it here on the EPA emissions, confirms to model year 2016. So I listened to it. He tried to start it. I says, does it stay running? And he said yes. He got up there and pulled it. It started for a second and then stalled. Then he pulled it again. It would barely start, and then the third time wouldn't start at all. And I said, I know what's wrong with it. You don't have to keep pulling on it. I know we got a fuel issue. He checked the gas. There is gas in it. So then we negotiated. Let me give you the model number here, or the model number, or the product number. Product number is 96145002600. Like I said, it's the LC221 Alpha. Serial number 031416 Mike 037598. So I figured, since it's an all-wheel drive and I was just starting out dealing with this guy, I said 30. He didn't seem too impressed. I says, well, what did you think you wanted for it? And he says, 20. You can just give me 20. I says, no, I'll give you 30 for it. So let me pull on this. I'll let you hear what it sounds like. Maybe I'll goose it too. You could see the filter shot. I got my carb cleaner here. So I gave him 30 cash. He says, oh, I got 3 more at home that I want to sell. I says, well, bring them over. I'm here messing around. He says 2 of them run and 1 doesn't. So we're going to discuss those next. I got him right here. He brought them all. And I'll tell you what I paid for the other 3. I should have started it without Happy Juice. Okay, you heard it. It started and kicked off, so it's got compression. So this is a little more than I pay. I usually pay the other guys 20 maybe, but I wanted to establish a good rapport with this guy. I don't want him to think I'm a cheap bastard. Okay, that one's locked up. This one ain't. That one's not. This one here can't budget. The belt's just going by it. I bet you the plastic's worn out here on the bottom where the belt is rubbing it. So that's stiff. So I don't know where he got these. If they were side of the road specials. So what do you think? 30 bucks. I can do something with the blade's dull. It's been used. Got some tire, tread wear. Okay, so let's move on down the list. We'll start over here. This is a Toro model 20331. So he said this one would run. He didn't try it. There was no gas in it. So I don't know if we're dealing with the same thing on this. There's a little dampness down there. There's no fuel. Let's go try fueling it. He said this one would run. I don't know what that means. So we'll discuss price for these three. This was the second batch. Paid him for the first one. He left, come back with three more. Okay, so we got a little fuel in the Toro, the 20331, 2009 on this one, showing some tread wear. Front wheel drive, the 675. Cables are in place. Okay, so that was a nice surprise. Started off. He had this zippy tied up here to the fuel cap to keep the trap door up. I got to remove that zippy tie business. So it started after I put gas in it. So let's discuss pricing. Then we'll go on to this Troy Bilt, this 2017. So he said his son used this one, and he said it ran. Same thing with this one. Very little gas in there, but there is some. We didn't even try starting it, so we got to see if this thing starts. He said this thing runs. He said it was leaking gas out of the fuel line here. And he jumped back into the trailer and he said, oh, here's the bag for it. But I go to lift up the trap door and it's pop riveted shut, and this bag does not fit this machine. You can see the hooks there. They don't line up with the handle hooks. It does there, but there's a big gap on that side. This bag does not go to that, and I'd have to grind this off to get the trap door up. So I thought, my initial thought was 60, 20, 20, and 20. And I said, I thought, well, I'll throw an extra 10 in to sweeten the deal, so I gave him 70 for these three. So basically 25, 25, 50, and then 20 for this. We're at 70 plus 30, so $100 deal for these machines, 4 for 100. I guess you could break it down to 25 each, although I wouldn't put 25 on that standard pusher. But anywho, let's move over to this TB230 with the 725EX. It says it runs. I'm just going to try it with a little bit of fuel that's in there. So I was kind of skeptical on this Toro when he said, oh yeah, it runs, because he said the Husky ran. So that's good that this stays running, and the front wheel drive worked on that unit. So this is an automatic choke. All I got to do is pull on this. Let's see if this has got an air filter. It's got a dirty air filter, but at least it's got one where it should be. I'll take a dirty one over no filter. The invisible filters I don't approve of. So let me pull on this. If it does start, I'll engage the front wheel drive. (2017) Troy Bilt. Okay, one pull, two pulls. Okay, should have started by now. I'm gonna goose it or make it happy, however you want to describe that. I just broke out a new can of Super Tech carb cleaner, highly flammable. I'm just going to give a little squirt into the carb to activate the internal demons. I want to rile them up, get them all excited. Okay, so that's that. Let me pull on it. Okay, fired off with a little help from my friends. Extreme vibration. Did the kid hit a stump or a rock? This thing was jumping 3 feet off the ground. We got to turn this crap box on its side, carb side high, and see what the blade looks like. Do we have a bent shaft, or is it the blade? We might have got hammered on this Troy Bilt. So I can see how this deal's going. It's going up, it's going down, it's going up. I destroyed my thumb. I don't want to lose my whole hand, so the plug wire comes off. Let's see what we can see. I'm going to pick a mark on the belt, on the deck somewhere, not the belt. Looking at the adapter, it didn't shear off of the adapter. Okay, so the blade's nearly to the edge of the deck here. Let's rotate it. This side might be down a little more than the other one. Maybe that wasn't a good guide. It's hard to tell. What I'll do is put a new blade on. If it still vibrates, we got issues. I'm going to use this plastic as my guide, kind of look at the gap here and see if that gap stays the same all the way around. Looks about the same there. I think the blade's just off a little bit. Don't know. So this one's questionable. I got to put another blade on this to confirm. If that's all it is, I'll take that any day of the week. I don't want to be hammering on crankshafts with a 3-pound sludge. Sledge, not sludge. Okay, let me give you the model number of this thing. The 1-2 Alpha Victor Bravo 2 Alpha 3711. The serial 1 Hilo 227 Kilo 31879. That's what this TB 230 is. That's the model number of that. Last but not least, we have, I wrote it down. I think this is a 2000 model year. We'll discuss that first. As I recall, 2000 model year. So, built the 4th month, 4th day of 2000. 0404 of 2000. So let me give you the engine number of this thing. The 1-2 Hilo 802-2026. Is that a 6? 2675 Bravo 100040456. That's the engine number. Looking at the carb, looks like the carb's been replaced. It looks shinier than the other stuff around it. I think that's an aftermarket carb. Bowl is shiny, shinier. So he said leaking from the fuel line on this, but it would run. Let me go a little higher. It's got a high lift blade on it. Doesn't look bad. Okay. Okay, that's empty. A little moisture down there. You can see that. Let me fuel this. Put you on the stand, fuel this thing. See if this 23-year-old Craftsman, I've been coming across a lot of these green colored mulchers with the 6 horsepower. I've done a couple of resurrections on these. The easy starting, quiet machine. Oil is clean, maybe a little overfilled. Let me get some gas. So what do you think so far? We've checked out 3. We got the Toro running, the Troy Bilt runs with a shaky blade, and then the Husky needs a carb clean. Let's see if the fuel just pours out of this one right away. We could probably get enough fuel in the bowl to start it, and then it may leak out of the tank or out of the hose. I don't see anything leaking now. Let me get a flat head, take the cover off here, and kind of look around, do a little looky look. This is the priming system. Let's see if this thing even primes. Been around the block. He's got the wrong screws on here for the beauty cover. Oh, there's something else I was going to show you, I noticed. Speaking of pop rivets. Okay, filter comes off. It's kind of scrunched up. I don't know what the deal with this thing is. Okay, I'm going to prime it. Oh, wow, it's priming amazingly well. Let me put the filter back on. Since I am in the grass, I don't want this thing kicking up a bunch of sand. So priming with the fuel that I just put in it. I'm getting a little whiff of stale gas. I don't know where it's coming from. This thing here, this unit. Let me just finger tighten this thing here. Okay, that's good enough. Then I'll show you the trap door assembly. Somebody's gotten creative. Okay, I'm gonna pull on it. Okay, that didn't do anything. Looks like somebody's put an aftermarket plug on it. It is a Champion plug. It's a new plug. So what were they chasing on this thing? Let's look at the underside and then we'll try starting it again. So they've got some sheet metal here. So the pop rivets they used here, and then they used it on the back grass door. So they made their own little side chute. So that was handy. Got their own corner bracket. Shooting it to the side discharge instead of mulch. Just looking at the blade from here, it doesn't look bad. So we only got one blade we gotta potentially change out on the Troy Bilt. Let me put you back up here and do some more work on this. I'm gonna grab the carb spray, direct inject the fuel that was in the bowl could be raunchy and full of water. So all I'm doing by priming it is pushing water into the carburetor. I'm going to bypass all that nonsense with Happy Juice. See if this thing fires off right away. Okay, right past the throttle plate. Direct injection. I've got a big whiff of the carb cleaner. Breezy today in Southwest Florida. Filled my nostrils. My sinuses are now clear. Okay, I'm thinking no spark. We got a no spark start. Let's pull this plug off. See if the plug's wet or goobered up or dead. We'll ground it out and see if it's firing off. What do you say? We'll work our way down the mystery rabbit hole. If it was a normal operating machine, it would have kicked off on that little bit of juice we gave it. It does not want to do that, so we're going to find out why. Okay, it's a little damp. I can smell something, water. Just doesn't smell right on the plug. I'm going to pull it over. Anything come out? No, it looks dry. Let's ground this out against the muffler if we can, or some shiny metal. We'll ground it out against one of these head bolts. Oh, I need a clip for the bail bar. I need a third hand, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clip the bail bar. Okay. So I'm got mowers out of my ears. I'm going to try to figure out how to store all this crap till next season. I'm kind of running out of space, like I said before in another video, haven't sold anything. So I'm taking all these mowers in and not selling, so something's got to give. Okay, we have shit on this plug. I'm going to change the plug out. If that doesn't do anything, we got a coil issue. So he said this thing ran, but it was just leaking fuel. So my assumption is it never ran. Or how long ago. I'm going to my plug stash. I got to steal a plug off of a machine, or I got to look for my can of spark plugs. So give me a minute. As always, it's a spur of the moment shit show at Tommy time. Okay. I've got a tray with various plugs in it, and I don't see that tray. I think I gotta do some better organizing. I'm still not set straight from my Fort Myers trip. I took some things out of the CRV to make room for more tools. I like to be prepared. Like I said, I was a Boy Scout. I don't want to be 2.5 hours from home and not have what I need. It makes me grumpy. So I'm going to have to look for a plug real quick. Give me a minute. I think I can do something. Oh, I know I can do something. I got a plug here. Ironically, I took in a couple mowers. I got to do a video on those. The Champion J19LM was finger tight in that quantum style. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to put it on. see if it sparks. Look for that head bolt I was using. We got a dead coil. That plug is dead. So let me take one more plug out of another Quantum, and that's it. Ironically, it's a 6.5 Quantum, but the plug's missing on that one. And that one had a coil issue. When I do that Walmart video, you'll understand that has a coil issue on that machine. So I can't show you anything on this. I've got to take this coil off and change it out. I had bought 5 or 6 of these Quantum style coils because they seem to go bad. The newer style plastic engines, as I call them, I don't run across bad coils here, but these engines are older. 23-year-old machine here, probably the original coil, and it's dead. We don't have any sparks, so juicing it's not going to do a damn thing. We need fire in the hole, and we don't have any, so there's nothing I can show you. The only other thing is looking at the kill wire here. Is it on? It looks like it's awfully close to the metal here on the recoil. Is it grounding itself out all the time on this piece of metal? That could be an issue, or it could be a dead coil. Let me try pulling up on this piece of tin. Make sure this thing isn't grounding out 100% of the time. Let me put you back in. Going to take a screwdriver and kind of fish around here. Make sure we're not grounding out unnecessarily. Do a little pulley, a little shifty on this. Okay, I think I got clearance. Let me just try it, see if it made a difference. No. No, the kill wire was fine. It wasn't hitting anything. We have a bad coil. Okay, so we're at 75%, I would call it. This one didn't start as far as starting. The other ones need work. Very bad vibration on that. This one ran. This one fired off and stalled, so it's got bad gas in it. This is the one with the fullest tank, so who knows what they use for fuel or how long it's been sitting in there. So what do you think? Bottom line is 4 units for $100. We got an all-wheel drive that'll sell. No bag. I know this Toro is going to be a good seller once it's cleaned up. Another self-propelled Troy Bilt. If I can come up with a bag, I think I got this style bag for these. This would be 150 or more, maybe 180 with the bag, 150 without the bag. This standard pusher, probably 100 to 120. Maybe I'll charge $5 extra for the custom build side shoot. You guys let me know what you think on this deal. 4 for 100. I got some more videos to throw at you. Some crap's been coming in the door. I got to get busy and show you the crap that's coming in. Like I said, season's dead. Nobody's buying shit, but I have to start storing this stuff for next year. Get it all running in the off season, store it. So right now I'm taking in way more than what's leaving. Have a good day, tip your waitress and wait staff. Hope you like these 4 turds. I think we did good. I'm happy with them. Anyway, have a good day. Come back and see me tomorrow.